guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. We are back again. Yeah, let's go. Get into it. I've just literally got back. And I've seen that the press conference is basically done. So this is going to be the press conference reaction. Big up to everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well. There'll be a stream later. We'll be doing a preview later. Big up to everybody. And yeah, as always, smash the thumbs up, comment, subscribe, check out the socials. We did a preview with Omar. He gave us his time. Obviously, he was really, really busy today. So thank you for all that time. But yeah, big up to everybody. And let's get into this. I'm a bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit nervous. Right. Bonk and bonk. Let's get into it. So Joshua Kimmich is the player. That is with Vincent Kompany, the manager. Let's go. So straight away, he went on to say, I'll face Barcelona and Hansi Flick tomorrow. So it's always something special to play against Barca, which we often did lately. The situation is, of course, very interesting. Seeing Hansi again, we all really look forward to it. Then a Spanish journalist asked Kimmich whether he can rule out a move to Barcelona in the future. He said, I'm not thinking about that, but you should never rule anything out in life and also in football. I don't think they'll take too much from that, to be honest. They still owe us for Lewandowski, bro. So they ain't getting Kimmich. Then Kimmich on his childhood memories of Barcelona. He said Barcelona and Spain as a national team had a big impact. Xavi Hernandez was my childhood role model. I always watched the game with Pep as coach, and the tiki taka. They were a role model. Obviously, he worked under Pep Guardiola, didn't he? Then it was interrupted by a power outage, so they can't even do that properly. Barca, they don't even have power. They need to start paying their fucking bills, then, don't they? Then, before Kimmich was interrupted, he was speaking about Bayern's recent form. He said, it feels like the time under Hansi Flick because we're winning so many games. Yes, we had 3 games before the international break where we didn't win, but the way we're playing makes us confident. We won a lot of games under Hansi. We didn't really manage that as much afterwards. We've also not won a title yet this year, but wins are foundation for titles, and a good togetherness and good football are also a foundation for wins. We are on the right. We are on track there. We players see the path and believe in the way we're playing. Okay. Then Kimmich on the new Champions League format. He said, I think it's very exciting, but it's also tough to get to grips with. Barca and we have both lost 1 game, so it'll be exciting tomorrow. I don't know what's then possible if you lose twice, whether you can reach the next round without the playoffs. Yeah, very interesting. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Then he was asked about his time under Hansi Flick. He said Hansi created a good spirit back then. He gave the players and everyone around us a lot of trust. Also at times where there were doubts, including we players in ourselves. We then played spectacular football that we all love. We created a dynamic. We believe in what sort of football we were playing. That was what that time was about. Yeah, I feel like Hansi's got something to prove tomorrow. That's something that needs to be said. I feel like he's going to have something to prove tomorrow. I really do. Then he spoke about Pavlovic's injury. He said we'll really miss Alex. He's started the season. He started the season really well, but we're still well covered in that position, and we'll try to make up for it with his absence. That's generally what makes a team. Agreed. That the others are there when somebody's out. and we've got great confidence in the other guys. Yeah, to be honest with you, mate, realistically, the way you should have answered that is we've got confidence in Polinia, because if anyone other than Polinia plays in that midfield, then Kompany's a fucking clown. Kimmich on his contract talks with Bayern. He said, everyone knows I'm in talks with the club. What I discuss with the club remains internal. I won't talk about it here at the press conference. I'm not expecting him to. Then it's time for the manager to speak. I wonder if they're going to ask him what he's going to wear. Dickheads. Vincent Kompany ahead of tomorrow's game. He said, personally, I don't make any difference between this game or others. The next game is always the most important game. I agree. I live every game just like you live this game. We will compete against a top European club. Then Kompany was asked about Barcelona's power. I can't say his name, but is it Kurabesi? This lad, I know he's a centre back. As a former centre back himself, he said, I started my career at a similar age. He's already a very good player. You don't often get to this high level at his age. I hope he stays fit, because then he can have a great career. Injuries shit on everyone, really, don't they? Then he was asked about Lamine Yamal. He said it's special for Barcelona that they have someone who could potentially replace a player like Messi so soon after his departure. That's unique. Credit to La Masa. Yeah, that's one thing about Barca you can't really shit on, in the fact that their academy is a joke, an absolute joke, dead ass. But then he goes on to say, but for us, the focus is on the entire Barca team, not just one player. Then he was asked whether Musiala is ready to start and whether Polinia will start. He said, I don't want to say much about the starting 11. Everybody knows how important Jamal is. It's not just about this game, but about the next 40. We want to find a balance and not get into a situation where we take too many risks. We'll see tomorrow whether he will play 90 minutes or come off the bench. Regarding Polinia, we saw against Stuttgart what he's capable of. We have a good squad. We trust our boys. Bro, I swear, man, he's not going to play him. He's not going to play him. He's not going to play him. He's just swerved that question. Then Kompany on Hansi Flick. He said Hansi was very successful at Bayern. People still talk about him in Munich today. He means a lot to Bayern. Hansi's ideas are very clear, and hopefully ours are too. Tomorrow, we'll see who wins. Then he spoke about Pavlovic after his injury. He said, we spoke to Alex, but also to Ito and Sancho Boy, to Stanisic. We are always in contact with the injured players. We are not worried because they have the best support to come back. Okay, fair enough. Then he was asked about the 8-2 game and whether he remembers where he watched it. He said it was during the COVID, so probably at home, and then laughed. I understand that this is part of the drama around this game, but for me, it's about the 90 minutes tomorrow. There will be a new story of its own, and that's the only one that interests me at the moment, which I 100% understand, you know. It was to think about now, not then. Then he asked about Bayern's impressive stats this season so far: goals, chances created, chances allowed, so on and so forth. He then goes on to say points are more important to me than a good style of play and a lot of goals, but it's a different game tomorrow against a different opponent. All the positive statistics you can list about us can also be listed for Barca. That's what makes the game so exciting. The fans shouldn't come to watch the coach's tactics, but to marvel at the talents that the players show on the pitch. Do you agree? That's what makes it really exciting. 100%. It's going to be a clash. It is going to be a clash. Kompany on the pecking order of his wingers and whether he speaks to players that are not starting, and then he said Sane. I speak to all of my players. Always try to be honest with everybody, not make things too complicated with who plays and who doesn't. We'll need all of the players. The season will be a long one. Then he goes on to say there's always more games, and I agree. And then just quickly, the logo for the Champions League final is there, which is obviously beautiful. And we obviously want to be in it. But yeah, there we go, people. There is the video done and dusted. Let me know what you think on what the manager had to say. Let me know what you think on what Joshua Kimmich had to say. Make sure if you haven't already, smash the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below. Big up to absolutely every one of you every single time. And yeah, until then, we're out of here. There'll be a preview later on tonight. And then we'll obviously, my preview where I do my lineup and so on. And then we'll push on tomorrow, which is obviously the game. But yeah, me and my people, peace out, big love. And yeah, come on, Bayern.